Just a little PSA for those of you working on Toyota V6s of the early 2010 era. This is a 2012 rav4 with the V6 in it. I'm trying to replace the transfer case. Book says you have to remove the transmission. I didn't believe the book, so I went ahead and tried to remove the transmission without removing the transfer. Remove the transfer case without removing the transmission. It did not go well. I had a terrible time. I tried breaking off this little ear on the transfer case just to give me some clearance because it hits this little casting block area in the engine block. So that's the whole reason you cannot remove the transfer case without pulling the transmission. Basically hits this little guy up in here, dead stops the case, can't come out any farther. The only way I was able to get it out is to essentially loosen up the transmission as much as I could. I left everything connected on the top side and just loosened up the bell housing bolts. Had to pull the battery and the battery tray. Once I did that, you can pull the transfer case out while leaving the transmission mostly in the vehicle. You still have to drop the subframe. I basically left the front of the subframe connected. Rears are almost dropped all the way out. Rear bolts are completely out of it. Steering rack is disconnected. Yeah, just not a great time. Have the normal issues getting that drive shaft out if you live in the Rust Belt where this bearing likes to seize in there. I was able to course it out with a little bit of heat and air hammering, but make sure you clean this bracket out really well before you reinstall. Put some anti-seize on there. I went as far as trying to disassemble the transfer case to try to get it out, figuring out I could just disassemble the new one, put it in and reseal it, but that didn't exactly work either. So save yourself a headache. You can't really shortcut this one. You definitely need to unbolt the transmission from the engine to swing this side over a little bit, cock it, get some angle on it. That will allow the transfer case to slide out. Good luck. Not a fun one.